Today in our 2016 Ram 1500, we're going to be taking a look at the Inno Aero flush roof rack system. This consists of three main parts. Our Aero bars are going to be part number INXB130-2. So that's going to be two bars that come in a 51-inch length. We're also going to have the flush feet for our Inno system. That's INXS200. And also the custom fit kit, which is going to be INK653. Now the nice thing about this rack, in addition to its aerodynamic shape, is that it's going to be a flush system. So the bars are going to end right here at our cap. There's going to be no overhang, nothing to worry about hitting your head as you're coming out of your vehicle or anything like that. The black color is going to match our black truck, as we have in this case. So that's one nice thing, that you don't have to have silver bars that don't match all your stuff. And this is going to be an aerodynamic bar, or an aero blade. So what that means is that it's going to have an aerodynamic shape to reduce wind noise and drag. It's kind of similar to an airplane wing, so it's just going to cut through the air a lot smoother than the traditional round or square bars. So that means that you don't have to use a fairing if you don't want to reduce that wind noise. It also comes with locks, so you don't have to pick that up extra, and two keys. So if we open our cover here, we can take a closer look at our foot and our fit kit. The foot is made of a heavy-duty black plastic, so again, it's going to resist fading. And our bar itself is made of an extruded aluminum, so it's going to be lightweight but durable. It also has a glass-blasted powder coat finish, so it's going to reduce scratches and scuffs. And if you look up top here, we're going to have a T-track. Now, unlike a lot of systems that they have a rubber strip in there that you have to take out, cut to length, and then replace, this just has a push-down style. So if you push in, it'll go down and you can slide in any of your T-track accessories. That makes it a lot more simple for those T-track accessories, because again, it's just going to take up the gap that's in there without you having to cut anything to length and replace it afterward. Our fit kit consists of this clamp and the rubber pad underneath. The clamp is a steel construction with a rubber coating on it, so it's going to protect your truck from any scratches again. And the rubber foot is just going to give a nice sturdy hold, and it's going to fit pretty well with the contour of our truck. There is a little bit of a gap, but that's intended to be there. So now that we've had a look at our front bar, let's put our rear bar together. Just lock this back up. We can take a look at how this goes on. So here I have my rear bar roughly assembled with one pack on the end there. Now let's do the right side here. So these are labeled as to left and right. Here you see the embossed R for right side. And we're going to grab the rubber foot, and this is just going to match up with the bolt head on the bottom of our foot, so you can press that into place. Now you do want to pay attention to what number is on there. A lot of times for different vehicles, there'll be a couple different sizes or a couple different shapes of the pads and clamps. In the case of our Ram 1500, they're all the same, so no worries there, but just something to note if you pick up another rack. Now we're going to take out the screw on the end there. You want to make sure that the washers come with it. And then we can grab our clamp. Again, there will be a number on there. Just make sure you have the right one. And we can put that bolt in place. We're going to leave this kind of loose for now. And now we can get this in place. But first, we need to get our bar ready. Now there's a little plastic channel here. We're going to slide that all the way out to the end. Grab our little nut plate and put that in place. There's a little notch on the end that's going to match the notch in that little window that comes out. Just want to make sure you have the silver side up. Then we can slide that into place until it stops. Press down on that little square button and keep sliding it into the bar. That's going to get our plate in the right position. And now we can slide the two sort of tabs here into the notches on that plate. Slide it out to the end. And now we'll want to grab a tape measure to make sure that we have this in the right place. I'm actually going to use this one so I can use the millimeters. It does have inches and millimeter measurements in there, so whichever one you feel more comfortable using, you can use those. We'll get this measured out. And you'll want to do this on both sides. I have my foot on the left side there already measured out, just to make it a little easier. Okay, and now with that in place, we can tighten it down. So you want to take the bigger Allen key and tighten down the bolt here just until it's pretty snug. You still want there to be a little bit of movement side to side, so it's a little too tight, because this does allow us to adjust for the contour of our roof. So now with that all in place, we can get this on our roof. Before we do that, we want to open both doors in the rear of our truck. And now we can put on our rear bar. Another thing you want to make sure to check before you put this on is that you have it facing in the right direction. And you want to make sure your clamp isn't jammed up. So again, these are labeled with left and right. And once I get this in the right position here, whoop, there we go. As you can see on the end there, there's that little embossed Arse. We want to make sure that we have that on the passenger side. And the round edge of our bar should be facing towards the front. So now it's not required, but it always makes it easier to have a second set of hands on the other side to get that bar in place, so you don't scratch up your truck. Again, everything is rubber coated, so it should be fine, but you don't want to cause any damage if you can avoid it. So I'm just going to hop up here and make sure I have this right. Again, there's going to be a little bit of a gap between that rubber pad and the roof right here. So get that adjusted. And you want that clamp to fall over the edge of the door frame. Do the same thing on the other side. So this side needs to go over a little bit more. There. Now we can start tightening up our clamps. And you want to make sure you go from one side to the other, get it evenly tightened down. You don't want it pulling too much to one side or the other. Before you get it really tight though, you'll want to make sure that you have the right crossbar spread. So we're going to go from the center of the door jamb to the center of the bolt. We'll do that on the other side as well. This just ensures that you have it parallel, sitting in the correct spot, so it's nice and secure. Double check on this side to make sure we have it right. And here is where that adjustment of the foot side to side is going to come in handy, because you want to make sure that it's going in line with the vehicle. So if it's not sitting quite straight, you can adjust that side to side. And again, we're just going to tighten that down. And we're going to grab that smaller Allen key with the black handle, and that's also going to be a torque wrench. So you can take that out, put the wrench in the middle, and then tighten it down. Whenever it's tight enough, there's going to be an audible click, so you'll know you have it tight. Take on the other side. And whenever you're loading up your roof rack and you've got everything tightened down, you definitely want to double check your owner's manual on your Ram. There's typically a weight rating, and you don't want to exceed that. So just make sure that any of your accessories aren't going to be too much for your vehicle's capacity. There's that audible click, so I'll close the door on this side and finish tightening on the passenger side. There it goes. All right, now we can put our clamps in place, or our covers in place. And again, these are labeled so you know which side goes where. There's R for right. So we'll put that in, lock it up. That's a really nice integrated feature. You don't have to pick up anything extra to get these secure. Already comes with the locks. Now before we go, I'm going to give you one last measurement so you can know what kind of room you have here with your new roof rack. So if we go from the top of the roof to the bottom side of the bar, it's about 1.5, 1 3/4 of an inch. From the top of the roof to the top of the bar, it's about 2 3/4. So that'll give you an idea of how much space you have for any ski bindings or anything like that, or any accessories that need to secure underneath, and also how much space you've added to the top of your roof. So now that everything's tightened down, that's going to do it for our look at the Inno Aero Flush Roof Rack System on our 2016 Ram 1500.